Those Damn Ross Kids is a podcast for adults, and the opinions we express do not reflect the opinions of our employers or even ourselves. If you would like to support the show, go to duckfeed.tv/tipjar and check out our Patreon campaign. What are you laughing at?
A photographer who documented modern love by taking pictures of all of her Tinder dates.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah?
Yep.
Anything stand out there?
Yeah, one guy's eating breakfast.
That's considerate.
They're all pretty good-looking dudes. She must be kind of hot.
Good for her.
Guy sends her a picture, a text that says, "You're hot. Let's have sex."
Yeah, I imagine if you're on Tinder, you would be open to that.
God, it looks like a Warby Parker ad.
They're supporting everything with their ads.
No, it looks like he should be. That's what the guy looks like.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the thick plastic frames, they won't break when you're, getting pounded into a headboard.
When your head's banging on the stall of a bathroom.
Yeah.
At a speedway.
Yeah. Chris, Speedway is a little bit low rent. 76 station, please.
Those Damn Ross Kids, a conversation between brothers, featuring Kris and Kole Ross.
I haven't seen one of those in years.
I know. I think they're actually gone. I think they got bought by the Duke and Duchess.
Did they really?
And then that got bought by BP.
No, BP sells the gas. The Duke is the shop.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Go in there and get your snack cakes.
And they're actually operated by like franchisees.
Oh, yeah. I remember riding my bike to the Duke and Duchess station to buy Sonic comics.
It's a long way away.
From our house?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a long bike ride for a kid.
Yeah, for a kid, that's the key point.
I guess. I remember doing it.
Oh, I remember being up there. I remember finding a CD on the side of the road across from the Duke and Duchess.
Yeah? Did you play
it? Skilo.
The limbo skier?
No, that was the artist. It was Skilo.
Huh. Can you name any of his top singles so I can have some point of reference?
I wish.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, I know you wish you could because I asked you.
The song is called "I Wish."
Oh, that's weird.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. I wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and a 6'4" Impala. I wish I was like 6'9" so I could get with Leoshi because she don't know me, but yo, she's really fine. You know, I see her all the time everywhere I go, and even in my dreams, I can scheme a way to make her mine.
That's unsettling and creepy.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wishes he was big enough to abduct Leoshi.
I wish she was big enough that I could pick her up and carry her to a place.
I wish I was like 6'9" so I could scare the shit out of Leoshi and her family.
And just in general, everybody that I come across.
Negotiate a good price for her Asian servants.
Jeez. Did you keep the CD?
No.
Did you pop it into a backpack?
It skipped.
Oh.
Well, I played it and then I threw it on the street for somebody else to find.
Yeah. That's how
the street's basically a lending library.
Well, that's how woods porn happens. People throw their Skilo CDs out into the woods and they magically transmogrify into pornography.
Found lots of stuff on the side of the road by our house.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of beer, condoms.
Yeah.
We live by a park.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a lotion.
Some lotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I remember when we were little and they were running those like box top campaigns. Right? Where you take the cereal box tops and then eventually pop bottle caps and then you take it to the school and the school gets funding, right?
Oh, they were orange, weren't they?
Yeah, something like that. And so like when we were one of the first houses on our street, like the house where our parents live, being real young, and everything else was construction sites. and wandering around in the in the summer and in the fall after school around these construction sites, like walking across the foundations and in the unfinished places, scrounging and looking for discarded bottle caps.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah, that was a good time until we got chased out by the constructionsmen.
I remember I fell in that one foundation.
Yeah, you did. You really scraped yourself up, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, that was fun times. Jeez, man, can you open those any quieter?
Wedged like a kid in a pipe.
Like a boy in a well. Oh, man. The good old days of wandering around construction sites, stripping all the copper and selling it to the scrapyard. What do you need with all this copper, little kid? Where are you getting this? I say, shut the fuck up. I'm
ahead
kid.
of our time.
Yeah, I know, right? Chris, we were the original meth heads. OG meth.
Well, what were you buying with your money?
I was buying Sonic comics at the Duke and Duchess.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, they it was just a bunch of the same issues. Over and over again.
Bought a police scanner.
so you could see when the heat was on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's on the street.
Oh no, the dream police are coming. Hey Chris, what episode is this?
Episode number 151 of the Internet Comedy Podcast. By nature, that's where they are.
Yep.
Those damn Ross kids.
You got out ahead of me.
I am me.
You are Chris.
Yep.
My name is Kole. We're here to entertain your asses. So my tap water started tasting funny.
Like what?
And it's like somebody was spiking it. I think the government's getting all up in my shit. So I bought a filter pitcher. Right. I went to the Bed Bath and Beyond, bought like a nice filter pitcher with a little indicator light. Like, okay, change this. Thinking, like if I'm going to drink some water, I will filter it like a grown ass adult. And I'm thinking like, damn, this water tastes good. But I don't know if it's because of the filter or because I now just always have a gallon of refrigerator temperature water, which is like the ideal temperature for water when you drink it out of a bottle.
Right.
Yeah, I think that I could have saved a lot of money and just bought a pitcher for water. And by a lot of money, I mean the $25 I paid for the pitcher. Can you turn that into anything?
No. I mean, don't they have wands that you can stir water with that has some sort of light that
that detects contaminants?
No, it like treats it.
Oh, like a UV debriding agent.
I think so.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the stories I have, it's not really that great of a story, so I'll just say this. Apparently, horseshoe crab blood is one of the best disinfecting agents in the world.
You were going to say lube.
Yeah. Yeah, you see you're about ready to go to town on a lady, crack open a crab over your dog.
So it's like, what's the cooler for? I'll show you.
Oh my God. It's full of horseshoe crab.
It's best if you do them well. We'll do it while they're alive.
Yeah.
Just like I'm just wringing out a crab on my dick.
Yeah. Well, horseshoe
just like really twisting it.
Horseshoe crabs are they're shaped like frisbees. They're frisbees with little tails. So I should just like crack them in half like a Skilo CD over your dick. Oh, yeah. So I gotta take one of those wands, squeeze a crab into my water, or you know what? I have a subscription on Amazon to Life straws.
Do you really?
No, I don't. Have you ever noticed they only ever drink rainwater and grain alcohol?
They never drink from the toilet.
Yeah. Well, in the after times, that may be our only option. So I want to be prepared.
Breaking into houses to drink out of the toilet.
Yeah, out of the turlet.
I've
practiced that several times in Fallout games.
Really?
Well, that's in the game Fallout. You can recover health, but you actually risk either infection or radiation, depending on which game you're playing, by drinking out of toilets. So you can scavenge yourself. A life straw. So I was joking at first, but now I might actually like consider this. A life straw is only $20 on Amazon, and one of them will last you a year. I think you could probably do worse if you're building your crazy survivalist, compound than to have one of those around you. If you have to drink out of a fetid parking lot puddle in the after times.
Good God.
What?
Look up the Life Straw family.
Am I going to be depressed?
No, well, it looks like something that is not for drinking water. That's for sure.
Let's see here.
Looks like a backpack mounted super soaker.
One of those ones that you charge up at the hose station.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, it's just it's something you hang from a tree, and it's like It is not the Life Straw family of products. It is a Life Straw style filtration system for an entire family.
Right.
Yeah. Those things are saving the world.
Really?
Yeah. Like access to water is a real big problem.
I have plenty of water.
I know, it's great. I've got a whole thermos of it right here. Let's gloat about it.
I've had faucets running this whole time.
Yeah. Right down the drain.
They just keep running.
I know. Like you would think eventually they would stop, but they don't. The city just makes sure it always comes. It's always here for me. You can take it for granted.
People have a hard time finding water, I guess.
Yeah. No, I saw this when I went to the UN several years ago. They had this whole big exhibit. Like apparently it's a really big issue. Like in Africa and impoverished countries, it is a force for keeping women down. Actually, because if you are a lady in a third world country, you can't go to school or do anything because you literally spend your entire life walking several miles a day to a place to get a bunch of water, carrying it, crippling your back and hobbling your legs back to the village so that they can drink out of it. And then when it's empty, you walk back over there because of their social structures. And so the best thing you can do in those countries, or one of the best things you can do, is help fix their fucked water situation, because then all of a sudden they are like us. They can leave their water running all the time while they do podcasts.
Now, when you spoke at the UN, did you say it just like that?
Yes.
You need to fix your fucked water situation?
Yep. You got to fix your fucked water situation.
Well, in all fairness, you read it on the poster in the exhibit.
Yeah, I did. It wasn't so much a speech as an oral pop quiz. They wouldn't let you out unless you restated everything that you learned. What did you learn in school today, Kole? I'm 22 years old. God damn it.
Why were you at the UN?
It was that summer I was in New York and I was doing my touristy things. Yeah, I went and visited the UN. They had an exhibit about water and they had an exhibit about nuclear war. It was interesting. It was neat.
Nuclear warriors.
Oh man, I'm positive that's already a band's name. Yeah. Do you have a story?
Let's talk about a guy in Tennessee. His name is Michael Winslow Jr. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, the guy that we're talking about is a guy who was helping Michael Winslow Jr. load his truck with garbage when one of the trash bags that they were loading burst open and a human head rolled out.
Is he related to the Police Academy sound effects guy?
No, his name's Michael Wilson. It's not Winslow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Michael Winslow the sound effects guy?
For this story, he was.
Okay.
Yeah. So this Wilson guy whose trash was being loaded, he begged the man who was helping him to keep the severed head a secret, saying, "I didn't mean to kill him."
It's a secret.
Quiet now.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So the cops show up after the police are called, and they found two dismembered hands and the left side of a lower body in the guy's bedroom.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, the left side of a human body.
Okay.
Port.
Did did they hold a funeral for the right side of the body?
I don't know where it was. They don't know where it was either.
God.
Evidently, this guy is schizophrenic.
No.
Being charged with abuse of a corpse and second-degree murder. So what do you got to do to first-degree murder somebody?
I don't. Well, second-degree murder is that? Is that? Okay, so first person is I, third person is he or you, second person is you. Did he convince somebody else to kill the person for him? Is that second? That's second-hand
what's
murder.
third degree?
That's second-hand
Is they?
murder. Yeah.
It's group murder?
Yeah. It's the murder of Julius Caesar. Third degree murder is when you get a bunch of Roman senators to stab a dude. Yeah.
It's the best way to kill a pig.
Yeah, all at once.
Lots of stabbing.
Yeah. Whew, man, if you're gonna cut a body in half,
Hey, you want to give me a hand with this?
yeah, just come over here. Let's get some dudes together. Oh, what you got to do? Like
there's
move
a
the
head.
couch? Oh yeah. Ooh boy. Wow. No, there's a head or no head because of having if lack of head is incriminating. Yeah. We live in a society of laws. Why do you think I took you to all of those police academy movies? For fun? Well, I didn't hear anybody laughing. Did you? Except that guy who made sound effects. Homer then laughs at himself while trying to impersonate Winslow and forgets what he was yelling at Bart about. Sorry, Michael Winslow was the sound effects guy.
What the fuck is this?
What?
Yeah. It's an album. It's a Lady Gaga album with Tony Bennett. It's called Cheek to Cheek, and it's $5.99 on Amazon.
Oh, is that download or Prime? Because I'm on a physical media
that
kick
is-
lately.
Download? No, it's Amazon Prime.
Okay, so you can get that shipped to you. I can have that for $6 American. I can have
Right.
that shipped to me.
Yeah, it was released, maybe 4 days ago.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
So if you're going to cut a body in half, I really think
the number 3 song on the album is Nature Boy.
so it's a new superhero.
So it's Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett singing about Ric Flair.
When did this become a wrestling show? Was Ric Flair's name Nature Boy?
Yeah, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Huh. Covered in vines and shit. Woo! His ring entry song was Tarzan Boy by Baltimora. Huh.
Yep. They also did a song called Firefly,
Ooh.
which will be the theme song to the new movie Firefly.
Oh, they're bringing that show back?
Yeah, no, they did a movie.
I know they did. It's called Serenity. It's okay.
It's horrible.
Wait a minute. Have you seen Serenity?
Yeah,
Weird.
you did too. You went to the Crossroad.
I went down to the crossroads. Fell down my knees.
See you at the Crossroad.
Yeah. So if you're going to cut a body, I feel like this is like what is it? Oh man, we called it something offensive when we were in grade school, but the gay person test, right?
No, I don't know. I just thought of a reason why it's second degree murder.
Okay.
Because he only murdered half a person.
Yeah, the other half is out there walking around. No, but like you see, like if you are on a schoolyard, doesn't matter what age you are, you walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, can you look at your fingernails for me?" And the idea is if their first instinct, like naturally, is to hold their palm upright and curl their fingers inward toward them, kind of like looking at their hand in an underhanded position, then they are straight. Whereas if you hold your palm down and bend your fingers back to look at them, kind of stretching your hand out, then you are gay, because the stretching the hand out to examine your fingernails is a more effeminate, more effete gesture, right?
Oh yeah, like you were looking at a nice engagement ring.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you were a hand model, yeah, that's what you would be doing. I think that there can be a similar test for whether or not a person has, a mental condition or is deranged or whatever, which is you give them a body and you say, cut this in half. If they cut them, if they go across at the waist, then okay, like they are practical and they're in their right mind because that is the way to do it, because you encounter the least bone that way. Oftentimes you can just go right across the spine through the gut meat and there you go, you're good. Whereas if a person decides to cut a body in half bilaterally, they are experiencing a level of dedication that I can only ascribe to infirmity.
Yeah.
That is the hardest possible way to cut a body in half.
It's like asking somebody to roll through a door. If they somersault, they're pretty, got their head on straight.
What's the other option?
To roll on the floor.
Okay. No,
as if you were rolling down a hill.
Yeah. No. What I would do if somebody said roll through this door, I would put on some roller blades or roller skates or whatever, and then just burst through the door like Kramer.
There you go.
Yeah, that seems like the only sane option.
Third way.
Wow, the third way. Oh man, I'm just going to read a sentence to you. And this is my story, and I don't know if I need to elaborate on it anymore. This is my summary. So, Rudy Giuliani is defending Call of Duty from Manuel Noriega. That's the story.
The video game?
Yeah. Well, more appropriately, Activision, the publisher of the video game. More specifically, so there's a game. It was one of the Call of Duty Black Ops ones, the one that's kind of like based in like real life politics or whatever, is about the Cold War or the 80s or something. Featured Manuel Noriega as like a villain, right?
Yeah.
As Manuel Noriega is, like a drug dealing political dictator piece of shit in prison.
The Santeria guy.
Yes. Known Santeria practitioner Manuel Noriega. Just covered in chicken blood. No. So they use Noriega, as they often do. They have like like in that series, like, oh, here's John F. Kennedy, and we're going to have like these crazy alternate histories and stuff. They're not especially good games, but they're games. Manuel Noriega is like, wait a minute, you're making me look terrible, he said from prison. And he's suing Activision for, oh my gosh, millions upon millions of dollars. And in a bizarre way, I have no idea why, Activision hired Rudy 9/11 Giuliani to defend them, because Giuliani he's a lawyer.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Rudy since 2001, Rudy Giuliani has never given a speech that wasn't from the top of a smashed car.
Mm-hmm. He just has one.
Every speaking engagement, they call a local demo derby and they're like, hey, yeah. Rudy's coming to town. You got any extras?
No, it's just the same car. He tours the nation.
Yeah.
Or he'll fly out.
He's got custom crates for chunks of concrete that he brings with him.
Yeah.
They scatter rebar about the ground of the venue.
It's about setting the mood. Apple they spend hours upon hours configuring the projector in order to make sure it looks good on camera, right? He just mimics the darkest day in American history, or one
Fog
of the darkest
machines.
days. Yeah. He releases chemicals that slowly give a bunch of people cancer. Did I go too dark with it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whoops. Quote Giuliani, what's astonishing is that Manuel Noriega, a notorious dictator who was in prison for the heinous crimes he committed, is upset about being portrayed as a criminal and enemy of the state in this game, Call of Duty. Then he says, oh, this is somebody trying to stop free speech of a corporation, and it's a bunch of, conservative horse shit. But that is just a very bizarre thing that is actually happening in this world that we live in.
Yeah. I got another one that's just fucking bananas.
Okay.
Evidently, on the talk show, I think it's like The View, only it's called Talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Sharon Osborn is one of the hosts, and evidently one week they had a secret week where the hosts and guests shared secrets.
Uh-oh.
Sharon Osborn talked about her secret. I saying I've never discussed it out of embarrassment of how stupid I was at the time that I've done such a thing to myself. She recalled me and Ozzy had a session of lovemaking, drinking, partying. It's about 4 a.m, and he says to me, "How much do you really love me?" And I'm saying, "I'd do anything for you, anything. I absolutely adore you. I'd give my life for you." Uh-oh. I'm like, "I'll show you how much I love you. I'll die for you." So I went to a room service table, grabbed a steak knife, and started slashing at my wrists.
This is a sad story.
She was 27 years old.
Jeez, oh, Pete, that's something a 17-year-old does.
Right. Yeah. That's how 17-year-olds show they love me, but...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you short-circuited my brain with that. Yeah. So she just like candidly comes out and says, I'm going to turn 27 this year. Am I in danger of having that happen?
I guess.
Did that happen to you?
No.
Oh, okay, cool. Whew. Dodge that one.
It skips a sibling.
Okay, cool. Huh. So how did did you watch a video clip of this? Was there a reaction?
No, I didn't watch. Well, there is now that you mentioned that, there is a watch video window here.
Oh, instead of just automatically turning on like will happen.
Right. Like the ad for, I don't know, some sort of aphasia drug.
Yeah. It's called Talk Right. I don't know.
That couple, it's a wonder.
No, the modern day Romeo and Juliet. They're the modern day Sid and Nancy.
Ooh, Kim Jong-un has disappeared.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been in the spotlight for 3 weeks, I think, something like that. The quote that I read when North Korea was asked about this is Kim Jong-un keeps the fire the glowing fire of our communism alive or something like that. Just completely not answering the question.
Why in the world don't those people murder that motherfucker?
Fear of reprisal.
From who?
The generals and stuff.
I'm pretty sure that those generals would be okay with it.
They get set up with a pretty good life. I think that the generals and the upper class, it's like any kind of communist, communist dictatorship where they keep the upper class cushy so that you always make sure that the side of power has a loyalty. So it's genuine loyalty from the people who benefit and forced loyalty from the people who are being exploited.
I don't know about all that. I think I'd murder him.
Yeah, no, it's shitty. I don't want to advocate anybody's murder, but
I would cut a dictator.
I would cut a rug. I would beat Kim Jong Un at a dance competition.
Right.
Yeah.
Now for my next dance, I'll use swords.
Bring me my overly large ornate fans.
Bring me the head of Andy Gibb. Somebody carries out a trash bag.
Where's the other half of Andy Gibb?
in my heart.
Yeah. There's a little piece of Andy Gibb in all of us. It's installed there by the government at birth.
Wouldn't that be something if you could sell pieces of your bone to be put in people?
Oh, yeah?
Well, I think that Elvis could have made a mint.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah. This is the head of Elvis's femur. I wear it as a necklace around my neck. It's fun. Hey, Chris, I'm having trouble remembering the name of a character on Seinfeld.
Okay.
He was
Lloyd Braun.
Okay, yeah, that was Tim Watley was Bryan Cranston's character, right?
Right.
Yeah. No, it was he was the portly guy played by Wayne Knight.
Newman.
Yeah. So this is another one of Kole's media alerts. You know how I always talk about like articles about science, like, oh, we found a new planet. Is this the new Pandora? Could Avatar actually happen? That movie is 4 years old. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But this is infecting other kinds of reportage, such as this article. I'm just going to read you the headline. NYC postman was a real-life Newman who hoarded mail. Here we go. A New York City postman allegedly hoarded more than 40,000 pieces of mail over nearly a decade in a real-life rerun of a Seinfeld episode. Would this have been a story if it wasn't, like, is this just the way the information is packaged now? Like, do you run across this? Am I overreacting?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
You are definitely manic.
It just really bugs me. I don't know why.
Like the 70s TV show.
Well, which one's that?
Manic.
I think you're thinking of Mannix.
Oh, whoops.
It's plural.
Newman is actually not his first name.
Oh, and yeah, it's his last name. I forget what it is for Randy. He's Randy Newman.
No, silly. He doesn't have a first name.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kramer. We never knew what Kramer's first name was. It was like revealed by his mother. It was like at the end of season 2 twist, where like find out his first name is Cosmo.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know his name in the pilot was Kessler?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah, that's derived from the Latin word for a hunting falcon, which I believe is a Kessler. Yeah.
The role of George Costanza was originally offered to Jake Johansson.
Who's Jake Johansson?
The stand-up comic.
I prefer Jason Alexander in that role. In fact, that is the only role that I prefer Jason Alexander in. I suppose he was pretty good in Shallow Hal, but it was pretty much the same role.
Elaine's character wasn't originally cast. Seinfeld's first conception of the woman role was a sassy waitress named Claire.
Oh yeah, no, she's there in the first season.
Yeah,
first season's really weird. Yeah, always just kind of firing off a quip. It was her thing, quips. Yeah. So this guy who hoarded all this mail, which is a thing that happens, it never stops. I think even what was it? Didn't Seth Romatelli from Yeah Dude have a story about how he just started like hoarding mail himself?
Hoarding his own mail?
Yeah, no. Like when he was working so this is a guy who does another podcast. Sorry to talk about other podcasts on the show. He worked as a postal carrier for like a summer, and he did the same thing for a little while or something. Yeah. It's out there. There are like 500 episodes of that show. But this guy, he was released on his own recognizance, but the judge said, quote, you should abstain from excessive alcohol consumption and probably go get checked out for psychological issues. Here's what he told investigators about why he was holding onto this mail.
Okay.
He didn't deliver the mail for various personal reasons.
Oh, I got a lot going on.
Oh man, it's so bad. Like I'm just buried right now.
Oh man, all these voices.
Yeah. Are you seeing these people? Is the cat in the hat poking you with a fork to keep you awake at night?
I have lots of black friends.
It's happening to me. My inner monologue is a black guy.
Right.
Shit. Yeah.
It's kind of like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. That's a little bit on the nose, but you're okay.
Christopher does love pizza. Yeah. Cole, I'm going to ask you a question.
I'll try and answer it the best of my abilities.
What does it mean to be one of America's heaviest drinkers?
I like to in a percentile kind of thing. Like
yeah.
So probably like the top 10%, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it? How many alcoholic beverages do you have to drink in a week to be in the top 10%?
In a week or in a day?
In a week.
In a week. So it'd probably have to be a pretty high number. I would break it down, and by day, probably about 10. So 70 beverages in a week.
You think so?
I think so.
Now I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
Did you ever read a book called Paying the Tab?
No.
Really? Did you read an article in the Washington Post?
No.
Because you're pretty much spot on.
Yeah, I didn't read the article in the Washington Post. It popped up on my pre-production, and I figured you would take it. So
74 alcoholic beverages per week.
Christ on a bike.
Yeah.
Even at my worst, I never even approached that.
And the reality is that there are 24 million people doing that.
That's fucking crazy. Like, not to pass judgment. Like, there have been times in my life where I've drank a lot, but that is fucking nuts.
More than half of the alcohol consumed in a year is consumed by the top 10%.
Oh boy, look at me, high and mighty, all these alcocrats telling us what to do.
Now, with that being said,
and their slurred gait. Yeah.
30% of adults don't drink.
I could see that.
While another 30% average less than one drink a week.
See, that's equally crazy to me.
If you drink a glass of wine a day, you're in the top 30%.
Wow.
2 glasses and you're in the top 20.
That is a crazy spread. So if you are a person who drinks two beers in a day, you're in the top 20% of drinkers?
Right.
Huh. Yeah. So I'm my
it's like
reaction,
easier than the ACT, man.
I know, right? I think my disbelief. Wow. So 30% just drink one drink in a week. I think it would be easier to be a non-drinker than to drink just one drink in a week.
Yeah, I don't know what you're drinking.
Like,
what are you buying that's gonna like last a month and a half?
Well, no, you buy 2 cases of beer a year. You keep it on a high shelf in your mudroom, and then on Sunday you take 1 can out of it, you put it in the fridge, and then on Monday when it's nice and cool, you open it up with as you watch your Monday Night Football, and then you drink it slowly over the course of 2 hours. And when you're done, you put the can in the recycling, and then you hop in your spaceship and go back to your home planet because you are obviously not human.
There are 24 million people in America who are drinking a pint of whiskey a day.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, like they were Revolutionary War soldiers.
Yeah, like taking their medicine.
Oh my God.
I like, okay, let's kick this into hyperdrive. I didn't read the article. Did they say what the top 1% drink? Because that subset of people, I really want a documentary about their lives.
I don't know. It seems like that would be a horrible life.
Yeah, it seems. Yes, I don't get anything done.
So all I'm doing is drinking.
Yeah.
And like, if you do work all day and you just come home and guzzle a pint of whiskey.
Yeah. What was that Kids in the Hall sketch? Daddy drank for the government?
There's much, much better things to do. Like the happiest I've ever been is listening to a very effeminate gay man explain PTSD.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know, but think about it. Guess what we're going to talk about today? PTSD.
Chris, that's not a gay person. That's a theater instructor.
That's Oprah. Never mind.
Okay, cool. Oh, man. Yeah, those numbers fascinate me.
Lots of numbers there.
Yeah. Statistics. A well-stated statistic is very persuasive to me.
It is.
Yeah. Man. I don't even know where to go from that.
Oh. Lots of drinking.
Lots of drinking. People be drinking. People are drinking and hopping up on their pills.
You have a story that rhymes with drink?
No, but I have another substance abuse story.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Let's hop this over. Tobacco marketing. You don't see a lot of it. When you were in town a couple weeks ago, we marveled at a bar near my house that actually has a cigarette machine.
That takes dollars.
Yeah, it takes dollars. Like has everything short of a card reader. Yeah, but
it looked as foreign as R2D2
for real. Like we spotted it across the bar, and like when I was waiting in line for the bathroom, I was inspecting it for secret compartments because that is obviously like a CIA dead drop.
More than likely. You pull on the Newports and the floor drops out from under you.
It's like the intro to Get Smart.
Nah.
Yeah. But you just don't see tobacco marketing like you used to, except in direct mail, which actually happens sometimes, such as a Connecticut boy, 7 years old, gets something in the mail. That's real exciting when you're a little kid and you get something with your name on it in the mail. Like, oh boy, I got a letter. I got something
Smooth
great.
Flavor of parliaments.
Yep. Even better than that. It was a cigarette tube.
What?
Yeah, cigarette tube.
What is that?
It's a tube for cigarette.
I don't know. I don't get it. What?
Nor do I. The article doesn't specify if it actually had a cigarette inside of it, or if it was, hey, here's a piece of paraphernalia.
Oh, the tubes are like when you pack your own.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the filters and the paper is attached.
Oh, so you put the filter in the paper in, and then you pack it into the tube, and then you pull.
No. Like they're already put together. So you're jamming the tobacco into the tube.
Okay, and you smoke out of that.
Yeah, cigarette blanks.
That sounds scientific.
It does.
Yeah, 7-year-old kid.
Or a Mad Lib.
Here, have this. The company's website says, hey, we don't market to minors, and hey, we don't market to non-smokers. Bullshit.
How did this happen then?
No idea. Mass mailing.
Express some interest.
Yeah, he's a pack a day. He's trying to get down to one. Just one single cigarette. Yeah, I don't know how they got this kid's name or this or his address or any of that, but this is a story to watch because apparently people are mailing paraphernalia,
mailing cigarette tubes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a fact that's going to just terrify the shit out of you.
Oh, I don't want that.
Yep. The hand is quicker than the sneeze in the spread of disease.
Insofar as sneezing is a known problem that people generally cover up. However, they don't understand that when you touch your nose and then touch something else, you are spreading all of your illness onto everything.
I guess. The lead author of a study is quoted as saying what I just said to you. Mm-hmm. The study found that a single germ-laden doorknob can spread a virus throughout a building in the space of hours.
Yeah, I could believe that.
The team placed a harmless virus with similar properties to the stomach flu, causing norovirus, on substances like doorknobs and tabletops, and found that 40% to 60% of people in the same building had the virus on their hands within a few hours.
Yeah. Did they put it in a thoroughfare? Was this a bottleneck? Was it a doorknob that everybody would have to touch?
They put the virus on a push plate in one office building.
Yeah.
The office building contained 80 people and had 3 entrances. And within 4 hours, that ended up on over half the people's hands.
Holy shit. Okay, here's my question. When you approach a door with a push plate, what kind of monster, what kind of animal is actually...
Doesn't use their elbow?
Doesn't use their elbow. Like, what the fuck? What kind of world have you grown up in? This isn't Pleasantville. This isn't fucking Mayberry. Everything is trying to kill you, Chris. We've established 2 truths. Everything is covered in piss, and everything is trying to kill you. You're exposing your mucous membranes to everybody else's mucous membranes. You might as well be just walking up and licking somebody's eye. Continue.
Were you born in a clean room?
Yes, I was born down at the Intel facility.
My God!
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I use my elbow.
Yeah. Use your elbow, or if there's a doorknob, just grab the tail of your shirt or the hem of your shirt and use that to open it up if you don't have a paper towel.
Oh, yeah, like that bar with the cigarette machine. You went to the bathroom to wash your hands before we ate, and I went to the bathroom. And your pro tip to me was keep your foot in the door because that thing's a mess.
Yes. It was a tiny bathroom.
It was like a coffin bathroom.
Yeah. It was like one of those. They might as well have just had a toilet sink, like in a prison cell. It was pretty bad. But the bathroom was a fucking horror show.
That was bad.
Yeah, and the sink was close enough to the door that I don't want to close the door and lock it and go through the whole ritual. If I'm just going to wash my hands, I'm going to be in here for a minute at most. Wash my hands. Just keep it wedged open. That way you don't have to touch anything. You get back to the table. Was it bad advice?
Ooh, that wasn't a toilet sink?
Damn. I was wondering. Yeah, because usually they have the motion sensor, or there's
What
like
did I
there's
pee
like a
in?
valve. I just pressed the lever. It was weird. Didn't even have my life straw. That's a callback. Yeah, no. Did we tell the story about the kid who critiqued my sneezing?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who are you?
Who are you to me? Like, what's your? I really did slip up though. I did accidentally sneeze into my hand because of allergies. But hey, he's out there doing God's work. He's trying to stop Captain Trips from wiping everything out. That's the Plague from the Stand.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah. It's a good book. Thinking about reading it again. They did an episode about it on The Incomparable. But it is a 1,200-page book, so that's a bit of a stretch.
I think if you added all the books I've ever read, that would be how many pages there are.
Yeah, it's been for fucking ever since I've read a book. Actually, I just sat down and read a book cover to cover.
Okay, there was one story that I read in the pre-pro, and I don't get it, and I was hoping maybe you could help me.
Yeah.
And it's about that teacher that sexually assaulted one of the students. Then the student killed herself, and the judge in the case basically said in sentencing that the girl basically asked for it, and then he was censured. But the original judge gave this teacher 31 days in jail, which he served. But then once the case made national news, then they censured the judge and appointed a new judge after this guy had already served his time. And this is in Montana. So he'd served 31 days. And then they're like, well, yeah, that judge, he fucked up. So we'll give you a new judge. And the new judge sentenced him to 10 years in prison, which now he has to serve. And while I agree, this is a total mess and that he should have gotten more than 31 days, how can you do that?
I don't know how you can do that. I'm with you. He probably should have gotten the 10 years at the start because he got a shitty judge. But it doesn't matter if you get a parking ticket or if you murder somebody. The judge, it's always a dice roll on whether or not your judge is going to be part of the John Birch Society or whatever.
Oh, it's a mess.
Yeah. That scene, that is two simultaneous or two successive miscarriages of justice.
I just don't get it. And it's the guy, and I don't remember what state this was in, but this guy, he murdered 2 people and he was sentenced to 90 years in prison. Mm-hmm. He served 6 and the state let him out.
Yeah.
Because of a clerical error.
Yeah.
So he's been out for I think it was 10 years or something. Got married, had a couple, 3 kids or whatever in these 10 years. And then the state realized that they made a mistake. Mm-hmm. And they said, hey, and they found him. And they're like, dude, you got to go back to prison. And he's like, you let me out. I'm not going back to prison.
Yeah.
And so then the state basically had to bring these charges on him he escaped. And the state's argument was that he should have told them, no, wait, I'm not supposed to get out.
There was was that on This American Life? Something like that?
I don't know.
I think it was. That sounds like a very familiar story.
I didn't hear it on there. I mean, if it was, but I'm saying I actually read this. Mm-hmm. But yeah, their argument was he should have told them, oh, no, you guys are, take a look at the calendar.
Teacher, I know it's the last day before Christmas break, but you forgot to assign us homework.
It's so here's this double murderer who's been out for 8 or 10 years.
Yeah.
Had a family, got a job, never reoffended.
Went straight. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's yeah, this is cruel and unusual punishment. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, they, whatever court proceedings they had, yep, he's going back. He went back to prison.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, if they try to kill you with the electric chair and you don't die, you go home.
They only get one shot?
They do, really.
Is that the law? That doesn't sound right. Because they don't sentence you to they sentence you to death, not okay, let's spin the wheel of justice.
Well, Cole, that's pretty much all it is.
Yeah. What?
Nothing. I just thought of something stupid. That's all.
Well, it's like something you don't want to say stupid.
Yeah, it's just the way my brain works.
Okay.
It was like, like if The Price is Right was having lagging ratings in like the South in the southern part of the United States, and and then they were just like, oh well, maybe we need to retool, and so then instead of having a wheel and stuff, and maybe they just have like a showcase hoedown.
Showcase.
People dance for prizes.
This has been Those Damn Ross Kids.
Grab your jet ski, do-si-do. Plinko,
Right.
plinko. Watch this show. There we go. All right. Kris, do you want me to tell them what they can do?
Please.
All right. Man. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/those damn Ross kids. In addition to that, leave us a rating or review on iTunes. Tell a friend. Word of mouth is how this stuff gets out. And do the Patreon thing. I don't want to belabor this. Let's let them. We'll give you this time back. How's that sound, Kris?
Okay.
Sorry, America.
Sorry.